Ion.
Hello and welcome back to Hell. I don't know. We actually showed up for another week, so here we are.
Oh, now we're showing ourselves today.
So glad to be back with you guys. Obviously, my name's Jordan. We have Nickie, we have Darrell, and we are here today to talk about some mess again.
As always, it's always mess. We always talk about mess. Why don't we ever talk about peace and harmony? we always talk about mess.
Well, you know what? Is there anything peace and harmonious anyone would like to share before we get into mess? Something peaceful and harmonious happened to anyone? Or?
We are all here alive and well. I think that's peaceful and harmonious enough for 2024.
Okay. We'll go with that.
What is his face, Nickie?
I'm just smiling.
Okay.
Sure.
Beautiful.
Love that. Well, since no one has anything peaceful to say, Nickie is gonna...
Shots fired. I have something peaceful. No, I don't. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, fall is coming, and we all three really enjoy that season, so that is peaceful.
I saw one of y'all. I think it was Nickie. Ooh, I don't feel like I'm hoarse today. One of y'all shared those Instagram videos of people that do like autumn in Chicago or fall in Chicago. You know what I'm talking about? One of y'all shared that. I'm not sure which one it was, but you did Chicago, and then I saw the one for New York. Flip. And I was like, wow, it's really about to be the best time of the year. I'm so excited about that. Fun times.
So
that's
excited.
Peace. That's peace.
Paul.
What is
Who's Paul?
I have a friend named Paul, but I was like, I didn't mean to say Paul. I meant to say fall.
Well, you probably love Paul too.
I love all my friends, of course.
What is one of your favorite things about the fall? Like, is there like something traditional that you do, or something that you like always have to do each fall? Anything?
Eat soups, eat breads, get all fat and sassy.
Oh my God. I mean, that's
also a vibe for sure.
It is also a vibe. Halloween is my favorite holiday. So I really like spooky. Oh, I didn't know. Actually, I don't think I knew that. Go off, Jordan.
Wait. Okay, because I thought oh no, Nickie told me about our friend Kaisha likes Halloween. So I didn't know
yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I love Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday. My mother hates that because my mother's real sanctified. And when we were growing up, we used to go to Hallelujah festivals. And so
ours was called Hallow Be Thy Name.
That's too much. That is way too much.
That's a very lengthy name too.
Right. Okay. It just needs to be fall or autumn festival. That's it. If it ain't gonna be Halloween, it just needs to be fall or autumn festival. So
did y'all have to dress up as Bible characters too? Those are the only Halloween costumes you can wear?
No, we did not do that. They had like Jesus games, and like we got like go-karts and stuff like that, and like candy, but we weren't allowed. I never went trick-or-treating as a kid because we weren't allowed to do that. And my parents did not I love horror movies, and my parents didn't allow me to watch them, but my aunt would watch them. And so I would sometimes like sneak in, like the corner where her room was open, I would just like sneak in and watch. And then when we got like 13 or 14, my aunt, which shout out to my Aunt Bernadine, because I don't know if she wants me telling this, but she would take us to Blockbuster and Video Hut, which, dating myself right here. But
what is Video Hut?
It's essentially the same thing as Blockbuster, but I don't know if it was like nationwide, but it was in North Carolina at least. We went to Video Hut, and she would get my brother and I horror films, and we would watch them at my aunt's apartment, but not at my parents' house. So I grew to really love the fall and Halloween and all that stuff. So I think a lot of it's pretty much nostalgia for me, to be honest.
Yeah. We were just out there dressed in sheets, and I was the disciple, Moses. Everyone looked the same. You just said you was a Bible character.
I feel like that's the same thing as Halloween and like regular. Like I don't see how that's different.
I was gonna say, what's the difference? But
I didn't say it was logical. I'm just telling you what happened.
Okay.
Well, shout out to churchy folks in the fall.
But I do like to bake banana bread in the fall. I love baking banana bread, so I'll be baking some banana bread this season.
Go off. We love banana bread.
Love it. Yeah. Okay. Well, Nickie, what do you got for us? You had some.
Yep. Today we'll be discussing mobster Sean Pdiddy Combs.
Not mobster.
Good old Sean Pdiddy Combs, our good old friend that has a Rico case against him. And for those who don't know, a Rico case is racketeering, influence, and corrupt organization case against him. He was arrested and denied bail, so he is still in jail.
He actually just got denied bail again.
Not twice. Time. My God.
You know how bad you got to do. How you have to do something very bad for you to be that famous and get denied bail twice,
and have a Rico case.
I don't. You're gonna have to explain that. Explain it.
Yeah.
Okay, so a Rico case is basically like the case that they give people who run criminal organizations, like mobsters, big drug lords.
That's why you said mobster in the beginning. Got it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like
there we
those
go.
cases, because it's basically a corrupt organization. So, fun fact, if y'all want me to kind of dive deep into it, I read the entire 14-page indictment.
I would love to know more. So.
Yeah, I didn't read any of it, so.
So, basically, Sean Mobster Pdiddy Combs, basically, they are calling his enterprises Combs Enterprises, which they basically take all of his business ventures, so music, fashion, liquor, real estate. Basically, what he was doing was employing people through his businesses to do his dirty work for him, which is what led to this being a corrupt organization, because they call it Combs Enterprises and all the subsidiary businesses underneath it. He had people doing his bidding in all of these organizations, anything from sexual assault to trafficking across state lines, bringing prostitutes and children, women and narcotics across state lines, taking drugs, everything from ketamine to meth to cocaine to pills, and like giving people drugs to do sexual acts for him to then record and masturbate while watching. A lot of the girls were done with prostitution, and a lot of the men that were involved were considered commercial sex workers. So he was hiring sex workers to have sex with these women for him to watch and enjoy and record. That's kind of what happened in a nutshell, and was also drugging people to be in consent, essentially. So he would pump them up with drugs. Now they're consenting adults to do these acts, and after he was done with them, he would then pump them up with IVs so they can get their strength and energy back after they have just been depleted sexually and with drugs. I feel
like we should say allegedly. A lot of. I feel like we should just say allegedly.
This is from the indictment.
Okay, but I just feel like we should say allegedly.
Like, this is the court filing case that is against him. I'm talking about what's in the actual indictment.
Yes, but also allegedly.
Oh, sure, allegedly.
Yeah.
What is in the actual court filing, you can go on the internet and read yourself, is the facts that I'm stating for those of you who don't have any interest in reading. But I found it quite interesting. As well as, like, it wasn't the fact that he was employing people to do the bidding, and if they didn't do it, he was threatening. Also, there's arson in this as well.
Not like, arson.
Arson. So people who were like going against him, he was like diminishing their careers and like blowing up their property. Like, there's arson charges in this. That people, and that's why I was like, not arson. He has counts for arson in this.
That is insane. That's insane.
Arson is insane. Like,
yeah.
That's a whole different level of insanity.
I cannot wait to see this Netflix original series that's gonna come out. Who's gonna play Diddy?
and like, what also makes it a RICO case is like a RICO case. You need 2 big federal charges against you. He has 4.
Damn.
Ooh.
Yeah. And each one is a different count.
So that's why they're not letting this man off out of bail then, because.
But also, the United States government seized all of his assets.
Yeah,
and
he gave up his
passports
and his children. He's tried to give up his children's passports and stuff for.
Yeah.
Wait, he tried to give up his children's passports for what?
Yeah, it was actually a whole list. So this is what he submitted was. Let's see. Keep talking, Nickie. I'll pull it up.
But yeah, it is an incredible. And y'all, this indictment goes back into 2008. So 2008 until now. So we're talking about 16 years. And there was also cases and stuff from him about in the 90s, but statute of limitations that can't go back that far. But I was this is kind of insane when it comes to just this whole case and everything against him. I'm oh, he's going away for a while.
Yeah, he's done.
It was weekly drug testing, no female visitors apart from his family members, and no contact with witnesses in the case. And then I think there was also a few other things too. It was also his giving up all 5 of his kids' passports as well.
He had to give up all 5 of his kids' passports? Why?
I mean, he was trying to submit all this stuff for
to basically say he was a flight risk.
Exactly.
So that he could get bail.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
also,
not giving up his. I can't travel because you want to be a criminal.
Right.
Yeah. Also, another thing I forgot about. He also has counts for witness tampering. So witness tampering.
That makes sense.
Sexual trafficking, narcotics, and there's one more, and arson.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So the floor is open, guys. What do we think about this?
I don't think that he's getting out of jail.
I don't. He going to jail. That man is going to jail, and I promise you, I feel like he's gonna try to bring people down with him as well. He seems the type.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like he's going to start whistleblowing so many people's names. Sure.
And honestly, I hope he does. Because I think that this type of stuff, I understand that back in, maybe not in the 90s, but Diddy gained prominence, or Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever we were calling him, gained prominence in the 90s and early 2000s. And I think that probably there were plenty of things that people did that, were foul and or terrible, and then they just never got caught. And I think that now is a time of reckoning for people and the things that they have done in the past. And I feel like somebody like him, he probably gonna be all right, well, if I'm going down, all you niggas is coming down with me. And honestly, they absolutely should, because he did not do all this by himself. It's not. I mean, people shouldn't be out here. The arson thing is wild. I don't know what that is. And then sex trafficking, and I guess my only question is how much of it is what is his lawyer going to defend? How much of it is defensible?
I don't know, because here's the thing. He recorded this.
Right.
They found recordings of him recording these sessions. Darrell, what is going on in Washington Heights?
Yeah,
it's Washington. Y'all can hear that? It's Washington Heights. It is Washington Heights. It'll go away.
Sorry, Jordan. We moved to Chicago. We don't know how to act.
Right.
Act like y'all brand new. You niggas.
What is that ghetto? But anyway,
goodbye.
But the arson and stuff happened when people wouldn't cooperate. So yeah, he was and what was crazy to me is you are employing people in your operations to basically do illegal things for you.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of makes it also interesting you said that, because I'm thinking about now when Kid Cudi said that pretty much he threatened him and like blew up his car or something like that. I remember that happened. So I'm like,
arson.
That's arson.
So I don't remember that. When did that happen?
When all the stuff like first came out, like with Cassie and stuff like that, Kid Cudi spoke, told that part, like, so
you know, he what one thing that they're gonna do is get caught on camera, because it's just like you doing all of this shit,
which is crazy to me.
Like, how did he? I'm still stuck on that. How we all saw that video of him beating the shit out of Cassie. Like, we all, like, even if he hadn't done all that other shit, I would say he deserves to be in prison for a long time just for that alone. But it's just like, bro, you are famous. You are. He's not a billionaire, but like, he's very wealthy, and you are at a hotel that you know that there's cameras in, and you go attack this woman in the hallway, like. I don't like that. Is a God complex unlike no other, because you know, in order for him to comfortably do that, he had to have thought like, oh well, even if I get caught, I'll get out of it, or something like that. Like, there's no way he just thought like, oh, it'll be fine if people see this. Like,
well, his word is trash. His word is trash too, because before that video came out, he denied that he did mainly most of that.
Oh, stuff. I did see that, and of course,
the video came out, so that's why I'm saying him now him saying with all this stuff. Oh, I'm innocent. He denied. I'm like, well, your word is kind of trash.
Right.
Honestly, his lawyers are also kind of dumb, because did you guys hear his lawyer's defense when that video was brought up in his sentence, like in this like whole issue?
I don't remember what they said. What did they say?
The defense was Diddy was asleep and Cassidy was packing. Not Cassidy. Wow.
Cassidy.
I keep doing that.
Not the rapper. Could have been Cassidy too. Who knows?
Anyway.
Just kidding. That was a joke.
Cassie was packing all of his clothes, including hers, to leave, and he wanted to get his clothes back. That's why he was still dressed in a towel and came out in the hallway. So this was starting the argument. She was trying to leave, but she was taking all of his stuff.
Say if that was even true, regardless of that required him to beat her ass?
To beat her ass?
And to throw a vase?
Get like, so that's not even, who are his, be like, listen.
Fire them.
But honestly,
that's not even a good defense.
At this point, it's like, what else can you say? Like,
I mean, they should have just said, yeah.
He did it.
Sorry.
He did it. What's the deal? What's the deal?
I'm like, look here. Okay, hey, how about this? I do 25 years, and I'll give you 3 other folks.
Right, exactly. Because that's not like, what he has done is so indefensible, and like, I don't see any way he gets out of this, and I hope he doesn't. And I think it speaks to, you know, I like this culture of holding people accountable for things like that. Like, I get I do think, like, and it might be a little problematic for me to say, but I don't give a fuck. I do think that there are certain things that, like, back in the day, people do things that would not be considered okay. Like right now, things that back in the day were not necessarily good or acceptable, but like the culture didn't deem it as serious as it does now. I can get that. None of that applies to what any of this is. Like, this is wrong in all eras of human history. And I think that it's not just Diddy, this like Harvey Weinstein, like these powerful people. Well, apparently you can get everybody but Donald Trump, but I digress. Like, these powerful people who have done these terrible things are being held to such a high standard now, and they're actually like, they're having to pay penance for what they've done, and I hope it continues. And even if it's somebody that I like, even if somebody that I support, if you did this type of shit, you deserve to be held accountable for that.
You want to know what I find interesting though? The indictment didn't mention any rape charges.
I mean, why is that interesting? Did he?
Because the freak parties, to me, what's so funny about the freak offs, as they were called, most of that is pretty much prostitution. So
it's prostitution and it's drug and it's like.
He was using like drug rape. He was like using rape.
He was like drugging people. Like that's like date rape almost.
Yeah, date rape.
But my understanding of those, and I could be wrong. I'm prefacing by saying I think I am wrong by what y'all are saying. My understanding was that those parties were largely consensual. Like, they were just a bunch of weird.
They were like people like to get the girls there. He was like literally hiring underage girls and other girls and prostituting them and saying, if you don't do this, I will not take care of this for you, or I will hit you, ya. And then to get them to do it, he was drugging everyone to engage in the freak offs. To me, that also is like rape.
No, I mean I would agree.
Yes.
Didn't it? Wasn't TD Jakes going to them for?
We're gonna talk about. Not gonna talk about that.
Wait. Hold on. So why are we not giving the same energy? Why are we not giving the same energy?
It's not that because I didn't research TD Jakes' involvement and I don't want to sue for saying something we're supposed to say.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
That's fair. Because I don't know. I wasn't there.
Like I'm giving you facts that I read in legal documentation.
Okay, that's fair.
Listen, my money ain't long like TD Jakes. I ain't got time for no lawsuit.
Well, yes, that's fair. That's fair. So I ain't gonna say nothing about that either. Allegedly.
What you mean allegedly?
No, I was saying I don't know what involvement he had, but I was just saying that like I had read when this thing first started that TD Jakes had attended some of these parties or something like that. I don't know if that happened. That was allegedly. Ooh, we should just record an album called Allegedly. Just like, Jordan, that's the next title for your mix. Allegedly.
You know what? Yes.
It's a vibe. But yeah, okay, so we're gonna leave TD Jakes alone. But yeah, no, I would consider that. I would definitely consider that rape. Like, if that is true, if that's what he did, then I consider that rape. But the fact that he wasn't, it's not named in the indictment, I mean, they obviously don't have any proof of it.
But also, like, what I found interesting is that he would send his staff out to go prepare these hotel rooms for these freak-offs. Like, he would go have them prepare extra sheets. Use some of his 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube.
Was he supposed to do it? I mean, why?
But I'm still like, why do we need 1,000?
1,000 bottles is crazy.
Was it literally 1,000?
Over 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil.
I said, what is going on with these freak-offs?
Baby oil? How many people was there?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how big was this hotel room?
Why you got a stockpile of baby oil and lube?
I mean that kind of makes sense. Like also, why he would have a stock.
Where do you get that from? Like, just call a wholesale factory. Hey, I need. Bottles.
I can figure out how to get that many bottles of lube. That's not the hard part. The hard part is why he would need so much of it. Like,
I think that's my thing. Why do you need so much on deck?
Maybe he just wanted to prepare for the future. Maybe he was just like, I need to have it for. It's like a year's supply. 1,000 bottles for a year.
1,000 bottles, Darrell. It's crazy.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. I'm pretty sure even porn stars don't go through 1,000 bottles of lube in their lifetime. Like I would
say not.
That is a lot.
I was like, that's kind of.
He was fully stocked.
Right, but what was funny is like when I read the indictment, lube and recordings were the only thing that they cited what they found in his house. I was like, somebody was being petty.
They were being petty. It was absolutely. They said, "What were he using that lube for?"
Like, because you telling me that. Also he had AR-15s.
I mean, that's not surprising.
But I figured he,
But like, I was like, lube's recording and guns. That's all you found?
Who doing the bending? I'm just kidding. I shouldn't have said that.
Wow.
We gotta cut that.
I'm not.
We gotta cut that. We're just gonna we'll post our reaction and we'll cut that part. Ooh.
Yeah.
I can't. I shouldn't have said that.
I will say I agree with social media right now and say I really wish Wendy Williams was on air.
Same.
I do too. But you know what?
We need Wendy.
Side note, yes, I agree with all that. I hope she's doing well. But I also read her replacement could be Z-Way. Have y'all heard of Z-Way? Do y'all be watching her?
I love Z-Way.
I love Z-Way.
I need to hear what Z-Way got to say about this because I feel like Z-Way would eat this shit up.
She really would.
Like, we need Wendy because she would be having a ball.
The whole entire episode today would be fully dedicated to this. Like the entire episode.
How you doing? I love it.
How you doing?
Oh, I miss
Sean Combs. Yeah, Chef P. Diddy.
Sean Combs. Diddy. Puff Daddy.
I'm gonna tell you who else is having a great time right now with all this, and that is Aubrey O'Day from She has been.
Side
She
note.
has. I just have to say, she has been on this man's neck.
And you know what?
For the last 3 years.
At this point, justice for Aubrey, because clearly she wasn't lying. Clearly she was right. Like, I mean, first of all, yeah, justice for Aubrey. She was also, I mean, I don't expect you to know, maybe Jordan knew this, but she was on the most recent season of Baddies for, I don't know if you, did you know that, Jordan?
I did, but I was like, why? Why is this happening?
So I am part of the Ratchet Nation that watches the Baddies franchise, and I shouldn't, and I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. Aubrey O'Day was like a special celebrity, like, not guest, because she was there for like 4 or 5 episodes. So she was like a recurring character for like 4 or 5 episodes, and she was actually my favorite person on that entire show. She was hilarious. And she mentioned it a little bit. She was like, you know, she's going through a lot, feeling vindicated. Obviously not this, because it hadn't been out, but the initial everything had come out by the time she had filmed it. And she was talking with them about how, like, she was like, yeah, this is something that's been held over my head for years. Like, I feel vindicated, like, but it's like traumatic thinking about all the things he did and blah, 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 blah. And so I know she's just sitting in her house right now, like, who want to do an interview? Who? I got time. Who want to do an interview? I'm gonna write a tell-all book. I'm gonna come out with an album conveniently timed. I'm gonna listen to this. She's about to get all these reality show deals. Aubrey O'Day, justice for you, girl.
Like,
get your bag.
I really, okay, this is about to sound crazy. Okay? What I'm about to say is about to sound crazy. If Diddy was smarter, I would have just invested and started a porn company, and then you can go watch all the porn and group stuff you want to watch and do the same things legally without, like, being a full-fledged criminal. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's not, like, the thrill of it, though. Like, I mean, I don't know, because that ain't my thing. So I don't know for sure, but I feel like he probably got off on, like, the dominance of it. Like, having people do it consensually probably
make that your theme of your porn. Like,
yeah, but it's probably not the same. He likes I think I see what Darrell's saying. I also agree. I feel like that would have been a smarter move for sure. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like it's like this thing with, like, this, I don't know, this, like, ego trip that I feel like these big people have. Because I was wondering to myself, I was like, why is it that it's always these, like, people that are, like, in this extreme high position of power that love to do, like, the most weird, strange things that I'm just like, okay, you have more money, you have more access to things, but I'm like, that requires you to do, like, trafficking and doing stuff with children. Like, it's just all things I'm just like, I don't understand what this connection with power and doing fucked up shit is.
It's really, like, Holly Weird is really
it's a thing.
Statement.
I mean, we had already been like, he had been showing us for years how bizarre he was, and we did not, and because I still remember being a kid watching Making a Band when he made them motherfuckers walk all the way to Brooklyn to get some damn cheesecake. I'm just sitting here like, that's like a power trip. And I remember celebrities were backing him on that, and, you know, I love her to death, love her, one of my favorite artists. But Brandy backed him on that. Brandy was like, you know, you got to pay your dues, and, you know, if I was coming into the industry and someone told me I needed to walk to Brooklyn to get some cheesecake and that would help solidify my career, I would do it. And I was just like, at the time, I was like, yeah, you gotta want it, you gotta grind for it, you gotta blah, blah, blah. But looking back on it, I'm like, this man was on a power trip and trying to force people to do these crazy and humiliating things for a show, first of all, but also just he clearly gets off on being able to control people's behavior and control what they do. That's probably, I mean, he made a million bands that were never super profitable. And, like, yeah, child, it's crazy how we have been literally seeing this man do these things for years. Like, we've seen his character for years. And now is when he's getting his comeuppance. It's just, I just hope Jay-Z ain't involved in nothing. I ain't gonna lie. I just hope Jay-Z ain't involved in nothing. I'm like, please, Jay-Z, I hope you did everything above board. Don't do nothing crazy, man.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Jay-Z literally told y'all he shot his cousin and went and visited him in the hospital. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a monster track there.
I'll just be honest. I'm sorry. Jay-Z's is absolutely too large and in charge for him to be scot clean. I just don't believe that.
I mean,
But,
I'm pretty sure like the first sight of something Beyonce is out the door.
Beyonce is already prepared for things to happen, so trust and believe that woman is going to be okay no matter what happens, because that woman, I'm almost sure, was thinking 25 steps ahead before she signed up for this.
Y'all say that.
In the words of Bougie Brown Skin, that Creole cowgirl is always prepared.
Y'all say that, but love will make you do some crazy things, child. We done seen shit.
Beyonce has in her prenuptial agreement, she gets paid per child of her house.
How do you know?
Oh, their original prenup was like leaked when they were going through the whole issue. And
how?
Back then, she was getting like they renewed their prenup after they renewed their vows, but before then, like she was getting paid $5 million per child, like just per kid to have them.
She's getting paid to have children.
Yes, it's in her prenup agreement. $5 million per. Didn't Janet get like $50 million or something?
Where do y'all be seeing this? How do y'all know this?
Yeah, Janet got like 50. No, 500. No, she left him at $500 million.
I did not know this.
Yeah, Janet Jackson's marriage was like if she lasted past a few years and a day and had a kid, she could leave the marriage with $500 million.
Damn. I mean, that sounds good to me.
I'd have been like,
who do I need to marry?
Literally the day after.
I'll put the ring on now.
Right, literally right now. Listen, I will leave my current partner if that's the case. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. I would not.
Jeremy will understand.
I was gonna say he would understand.
He would understand. He would actually understand. I would still see him on the side. It's
like you take that's one you take for the team.
That's
100%.
That's fair.
Honestly, if I did that, I'll even give my friends some because I'd be like, look, y'all help me, y'all talk me through this whole 4-year gap. Here's $1 million apiece. Like, have fun.
Really.
I feel like that is fair. That is absolutely fair.
Like for real, like if you get like a big settlement like that, your friends are the ones you're like always talking to about those issues, about those things. I think it's only fair that you give them something for like supporting you through this.
I agree. Like even if you have a trust fund or something like that, if you have friends
Well, that was great.
your friends helped you.
Wow.
Screaming.
Nickie's probably gonna edit that out.
Sure. Oh, we can edit that out. We can edit that part out. We can edit out what I said before.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. And I think this is enough for this episode because let's wrap this right on up.
Wow. Screaming.
Well, that was this week's episode of Hell I Don't Know. I don't know where we got off on that, but I hope you enjoyed. This was a fun one. But I'm Nickie, this is Jordan, this is Darrell, and we are glad that we're back. Bye, guys.